Many of us underestimated the Hawks. What's up, you guys? This is Jay Young2 back with another video. And in this video today, I'm going to be discussing the Atlanta Hawks and their bright future. But before I start the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more basketball videos each and every week. Goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. Let's get it together. Enjoy the video. Was the last year that the Atlanta Hawks were a pretty mediocre team, finishing with a record of 43-39, and that was during the time when Mike Budenholzer was still the head coach. But since then, the Atlanta Hawks have been in a rebuilding phase for about 4 years now, and they've been through some ups and downs during that journey. They've been one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference for a few seasons now, but once they drafted Trae Young, the future was very bright. But it's crazy how fast that the rebuilding process has already happened for the Atlanta Hawks. And already in just his third season in the NBA, Trae Young and the Hawks are in the playoffs. And they're going to the second round 9 times out of 10. This is extremely impressive, and it's really insane how fast this process happened for the Hawks. But really, there's a lot of key reasons how the Hawks managed to make the playoffs so quickly, as a rebuilding team especially. In the beginning of the season, Lloyd Pierce was the head coach of this team, and he finished with the record of 14-20. But during that time when he was head coach, especially during his ending of being the head coach of the Hawks were missing a lot of guys with injury, especially DeAndre Hunter, who's out with the time as well with injury. But because of that, they ended up firing him, replacing him with Nate McMillan. And Nate McMillan has a pretty, up and down reputation. But overall, in my opinion, he's a really good head coach, and he definitely was the right man for the job for this team. And since he's been the head coach, the Hawks have been 27-11. And well, right now, as we all know, in the playoffs, they've been destroying the New York Knicks. Coaching has been a really big plus for this Atlanta Hawks team, but really another main reason why the Hawks have been so good this year is because of the accusations that they got on this roster. Clint Capella was a great player to add on this roster, and a guy who they definitely needed, because Clint Capella is a guy who can catch lobs, he can defend, he can rim protect, he can do many things for this Atlanta Hawks team. He's also one of the best pick and roll centers in the entire NBA. Adding him in the front court with John Collins, a guy who can space the floor, but who's also really athletic and can shoot, that's a really big plus for this team and creates many options scoring, especially for this team. And that's really one of the main reasons this year that Trae Young really wasn't scoring over 30 points a game. It's because, well, he has so many options now on this team for him to, relax more. Another really huge plus for this Atlanta Hawks team is that they're one of the youngest teams in the NBA. They're actually the 11th ranked team when it comes to age in the entire NBA. And looking at the young players on this roster, everybody, all of their main core pieces on this team are young. Trae Young is 22 years old. Kevin Huerter is 22 years old. DeAndre Hunter is 23 years old. John Collins is 23. Cam Reddish is 21, if he even plays like that anymore. But they have many great young players on this team that are still developing into really good players. And what the Hawks did this year was surround these young guys with a bunch of veteran present players on this team, like Danilo Gallinari, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Clint Capella, who's still pretty young himself as well. They have Lou Williams. They have many good players on this team. Scoring options as well. That helps this team be one of the best offensive teams in the entire NBA. They have the 8th ranked offensive rating this year in the entire NBA. But on the defensive end of the basketball court, that's where things are very questionable for this Atlanta Hawks team. Obviously, Trae Young is still not really one of the best defenders in the entire NBA as well. But this team is general. They're ranked 21st in defensive rating, which isn't really good at all. The Atlanta Hawks have a great combination of shooting, post-up play, playmaking, to be really one of the best young and upcoming teams in the entire NBA. And the crazy part about this team is that they still have so much room to grow and still improve. And looking right now what they're doing to the New York Knicks in this series, man, they are really just exposing the Knicks right now. The Knicks were the best defensive team in basketball this year. But this Atlanta Hawks team are giving the Knicks problems, especially since Julius Randle isn't playing to his highest level as well, which is really one of the main problems. And RJ Barrett hasn't been really good for this New York Knicks team. The only guy who's actually really doing something for the Knicks is Derrick Rose. The Hawks are making Julius Randle literally question every single play he does on the court. They have really studied him well, and they know his habits, they know his movements, so he's pretty much on ice right now, and he's getting exposed. But led by their superstar player, Trae Young, in my opinion. Yes, I'm going to call Trae Young a superstar because he is a future superstar. Yes, he's a star right now, and he's still on the rise. You can just feel his confidence when he's on the basketball court. It shows. And that's really why the main reason they're winning this series by the way they are. But the one guy on this Atlanta Hawks team who I feel like is going to have to take an even bigger step, especially now since he's playing for Nick McMillan, I think he'll do a little bit better in his system. It's Cam Reddish. Nick McMillan plays a more balanced system, and I feel like Cam Reddish, well, he has the potential, because I made a video before on Cam Reddish a long time ago. It was actually my first video on my YouTube channel, and I talked about his potential and how he can be an all-star caliber player one day because of his size, his wingspan, his versatility, his shooting. He has the potential to be a great D3 player one day in the NBA, but he's been pretty mediocre in his first 2 NBA seasons. He hasn't really played much games to begin with. So we'll definitely see how Cam Reddish plays next season as well for this Atlanta Hawks team. But as far as everybody else, and John Collins, Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, these guys are going to be really good players and their main focal point for this team, especially if Cam Reddish can develop his game as well. Then this team, well, watch out. They're already good even without him. But if he takes another step up as well, then there's going to be many problems that NBA teams are going to have to face with the future of this great Atlanta Hawks team. With Trae Young's amazing offense and playmaking ability, you combine that as well with Kevin Huerter's ability to shoot the ball, Trae Hunter's amazing defense and his ability to shoot and attack the rim as well, and with John Collins' ability to score and shoot threes, space out the floor, and let Clint Capella control inside the paint as well, makes this Atlanta Hawks team already one of the scariest, best young and up-and-coming teams in the NBA, especially already with more young talent on this team as well. Watch out. This Atlanta Hawks team is definitely coming. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more basketball videos each and every week. Have a good day.